Hello YouTube. I've been making one video every week for 12 weeks as a full-time college student. I've had a few comments that ask me like what's my workflow or how do I get my videos out. So for this video I wanted to talk a little bit about my workflow and my general schedule for how I create my videos every single week. The very first step is to make sure I have a solid idea for my video. These ideas come to me completely randomly, but once I have one that I like, I immediately get started into expanding that idea and developing a little bit more. There's a lot that goes into making an idea more friendly for YouTube content, and to be honest, I don't really care about a lot of that, especially right now, because I'm just trying to make one video every week, so I don't get bogged down about, is this a video that I think every single person on earth would want to watch? Do I think that it's going to be super engaging? All these other things. Ideally, I would be thinking about these things, but with one video every single week, I barely have time to make the video, let alone think about it too hard. So once I have an idea, I usually just go 100% on that, no matter how it ends up turning out. The next step of the process is to create the plan for the video. Because I'm constantly trying to make a different kind of video, the plan ends up looking a little bit different every single week, but usually it's a pretty similar process. I just think about what do I want to shoot, what would the script look like, what would the general video structure look like, and I draft all these up into one big brainstorm so I can get a better idea of what the video is going to look like. For episodes like episode 9, where I just played DPS, it was pretty simple. My plan was, okay, I'm going to play some games as DPS and see how it feels, see what I learned. And to be honest, I didn't know what it was going to look like at the end. All I knew was, okay, I'm going to play DPS and it's probably going to get me to think about some things, and from there I'll make the rest of the idea. For episodes like episode 7, where I tried every single Euro on the AV, that one was a little bit more complicated. I had to plan out what are the categories we're going to review everything on, what are the weights that we're going to use in the final thing, how am I going to get all my friends organized so that we can get them to these locations. All these different things were a little bit more complicated, so there's a lot more for the planning side of that episode. After the plan's in place, the next step of the process is filming. I like to try and keep a few different videos in production at once, and so the shoot time will change depending on the complexity of the project. For example, for the Euro review video, that one took a lot longer to shoot because my friends and I didn't really feel like eating a Euro every single day, so we spread it out over several weeks. I think episode 4, 5, and 6 were all shot during the time the Euro video was being created. So I try and have these more overarching projects that are going to turn into bigger videos and smaller videos that I try and work on in the meantime. Once the video is shot, the next part of the process is the editing, and honestly this is where I spend the most time for every single video. Editing is a long and complicated process, so I might make another video separately where I just talk about editing specifically, but as a grand overarching view of how I edit my YouTube videos, it goes something like this. For my first step, I collect all of my footage and put it into one sequence. After that, I chop it all up, take out all the dead air, and just get the moments that I want to be in the final video and create the general video structure. Once that's done, I try and add B-roll or complementing footage on top of the talking head so that's a little bit more visually interesting. And then I'll add any additional voiceover, any graphics, or any music that I want to finish it up with. In the future, I hope to make my videos a little bit more complicated than that, but for now, this is the structure that works and what I have time for, so it's what I'm sticking to. Once the edit's done and I have the video exported, the last part of my process is to create the thumbnail. A lot of people say that you should create the thumbnail first because it's one of the more important parts of the video, since you need a good thumbnail and title to engage your potential viewers, and I 100% agree with this, but I just do it as the last part because honestly, I don't really care about people clicking on my videos. These videos are mostly for me, and I'm really happy that people are watching them. I really like making these videos and seeing that people are actually engaging with them. But the most important part of the process for me right now is just practicing how to create content, and the most important part of that for me is the editing, because that's my skill that I want to try and develop the most. So thumbnails kind of just are at the end of the process, and over time I'll probably start prioritizing them a little bit more, but for now they are my lowest priority. Once the thumbnail is done, I'll upload it along with the rest of the video, think of a catchy title or something, write a description, and then the video is done. So that's my overall plan for creating videos, but that isn't how it goes every single week. I would really like it to look like that every single week, but obviously this is real life and we have issues. There are some weeks where I just can't think of a good idea, or some weeks where I thought I had a good idea but complications arise, so then I have to scrap it. Or in the case of this video, I just procrastinated, okay? I am shooting this on Wednesday. It is Wednesday currently. I am uploading this today and I'm just shooting it now. So making one video every single week has been an extremely stressful experience, and to be honest, I don't know if I'd recommend it to anyone else who has similar time constraints to me, but it's also been a ton of fun, and I think I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. So I'm going to keep on doing this, I'm going to keep on getting better, and I'm going to keep on making videos. Now though, it's time to get back to the grind. I'll see you all next week.